How's it going, guys? This is my review for Doom Eternal on the PC. I'm running this with a 1660 OC and a i5 10600K, and I'm running this at everything Ultra Nightmare except for the texture pool size, which is at Ultra because I don't have the VRAM for that. I only have 6 gigabytes of VRAM, so it's alright. I can also run this at everything low with ray tracing on, and I actually don't mind that. I love the advent of ray tracing. Big supporter of it. I think at this point everyone's a big supporter of it. And it really, it doesn't really work for Doom Eternal. I mean, well, it doesn't really have much of a difference in the appearance. You don't really see much of the appearance change in any of this game settings actually. Maybe aside from maybe a bit more grainy look. It's a very optimized game, the most optimized game maybe ever, and that is one reason why this is one of the best games I've ever played. I think we need games with more games like this with better optimization. It's, you know, it's kind of a pain to, you know, have a build you think is good, and you get a game that you've always wanted to play on the PC and it just kind of flops in terms of your expectations. I've had that happen quite a few times, and that's why I got this build. I've only had this computer for about almost 2 months, you know, a month into it, and I want to upgrade the GPU because this was pre-built. It came to me with a 1650. That wasn't enough, so you know, I need that 2 extra gigabytes of VRAM, you know, and I need that extra. I need extra everything. And then just today I upgraded my CPU from a 10400 to a 10600K. So I think I'm doing really good. This is just one of a few hundred games I own, quite a few hundred games I own. And I own every Doom as well. I love Doom, and I've completed them. I've not completed them all. I've completed Doom 2, or no, sorry, I've completed Doom 1 and Doom 2016, and this game. But I've not completed Doom 2, although I will at some point, and I don't want to complete Doom 3. I don't want to play it. But here we are. And I don't know. I think this game is heavily underlooked. It's you know, it might not be appealing to everyone with the violence. You know, that's the only reason this game would be unappealing, is the violence, the amount of gore, and the amount of, you know, hell in it. But I like that. I like it. I love it. You know why? Because it goes with my somewhat demonic personality. You know? And, you know, it's just something. I think Doom is one of those games that I heavily kind of associate with. You know, and something I kind of always have associated with myself with. You know, one of the games people would know me for is, well, Doom. Maybe one of the bigger games. I'm always trying to get my friends to play. Honestly, even when I know my friends are, you know, some of my friends are, you know, Christian or whatnot, I'm trying to get them into this game. You know, I don't think they'd have a problem with it. They're already dealing with the guy who likes to fall asleep listening to death metal, so, you know, why not see what he's all about? You know what I mean? And this game does not shy from, you know, being death metal. It doesn't shy from any of that. It's very, you know, I've heard a lot of people maybe didn't like it because of the soundtrack is too techno compared to the original, but I like it. If you ask me, it makes it more metal, way more metal. In fact, this is the most metal Doom you know. you know, you can use. They give you the arsenal. They give you your arsenal maybe halfway or maybe somewhat over halfway through the game, and you can use it. You can really kill enemies in any way, any shape or form. You're not limited to one way of killing an enemy, but it all depends on the style you want to kill them in. Do you want to kill them fast? Do you want to go through the game fast, kind of do it like a sort of speed run, or do you want to go through it slow, see how the demons can challenge you? You know, do you want to take, you know, this base shotgun here and try to kill a Baron of Hell or a Cyber Demon? Well, you can do that. You're probably gonna have to have, you know, like imps or soldiers around to, or even Hell Knights around to get some glory kills, or not glory kills, but get some chainsaw kills to refill your ammo. But after a while, you'll do it. It's, you know, but that's not to say each weapon doesn't have their own advantage to each type of enemy. Yeah, you'll see here with the Cacodemon, one grenade from the combat shotgun will instantly put them in the faltering phase, I believe it is, the stagger phase, whatever it is. You know, either way, you know what I mean. Ready for a glory kill, pretty much. And I believe at least 3 enemies can be automatically killed with the chainsaw at only the cost of 1 of your 3 fuel. So that's, you know, I think this game is well balanced for what it is. Well, not even for what it is. I think it's well balanced just in general. One of the most balanced high fast-paced shooters there is. I don't think you see many fast-paced shooters that are well balanced, because it's kind of hard to get that balance with something that you just kind of have to turn on that gear that's just like go. But it does it well. It does it very well, and I don't think I'll ever get tired of this game. You know, when people ask me what game should I play, Doom Eternal. You know, that's one of the first games I mentioned, because that's just how much I love it, and it's on Game Pass too. And I don't think it's leaving Game Pass anytime soon. Not anytime. Not even. I don't think it's gonna leave Game Pass in the next 10 years. That might be a bit of a bold statement, but I like taking risks with what I say sometimes. And, you know, it's not all the time that I'm wrong. In fact, it's not, maybe not even half the time I'm wrong. So, you know what? I like that. I don't have any of the DLC. I've not played any of the DLC, but I've heard there are some issues with it in balancing, or at least in the way they changed some of the systems. But I'll have to see that for myself. If you don't get this through Game Pass, then you can get it on almost literally any platform. Well, any hardcore gaming platform, you know, for full price, still $80. It is almost 2 years old, so I don't hold that up to them. And I hope they make either more DLC. I hope they make huge DLCs for this, or they come out with a 3rd Doom game in the next year or 2. You know, I don't really see any cons with this, other than the fact that maybe it's a bit short. It is short, and I don't know. I don't like short games because I can get through games fast. Hitman 2. Hitman 2 Complete Edition, I can get through in a day. I can get through the DLC, the Patient Zero DLC for Hitman 1 in 20 minutes. You know, I don't know, I'm good at games. I play them all the time. I'm going to be starting to stream games too next year. We'll see where that goes. but I'm gonna try to make this my career. I never was too big on making streaming a career. I always kind of wanted to be a game developer, and in some respects I am. I'm a, a small time programmer. And that's kind of what I like about doing games, is the programming involved in them, because it's very sophisticated. Especially the older games. Okay, well, maybe not so much the older game. Maybe for their time they're very sophisticated. Pretty much anyone can go and get C++ and get a C++ package and get a version of SDL and code their way to making a Doom 1 clone. Something I still have yet to do, but I want to do it, and I'm going to do it at some point. Maybe if you guys want to see programming videos, let me know in the comments. Really do anything in the comments. I kind of want to see arguments in there. I want to see what people have to say. I like seeing people's opinions, and I'll get in the comments and engage with you. And almost any question you ask me, I will answer. Because I guess another thing that I like that I can relate to Doom with is I don't give a fuck. That's always been one of the appeals Doom has had towards me, is its lack of giving a fuck, and it really shows that at every point. And you're gonna look somewhere and something is going to happen that makes you go, oh wow. And I'm always encouraging people to get out of their comfort zone and go to these extra depths. I think if games were more unforgiving, shall we say, and less even so less, what do you call it, less caring, in terms of censorship and whatnot, the games would be way better. We don't need games being friendly to those people who are upset at everything. That's a controversial thing to say, but I think it's true, because you can always just ignore that. Just act like it's not there. Or better yet, just play without any. I mean, it might be shitty, but play without any dialogue or anything. Play without any sound if that's what you gotta do. Just don't do what everyone seems to like doing these days, and hinder developers from showing what they truly want. Because that's how you get bad games, and that's how you get turn gaming into a gutter of sorts. Maybe not that deep or that heavy, but you get what I'm trying to say. Doom Eternal. I feel like Doom Eternal, and I feel like Doom in general, understands that more than Grand Theft Auto in some way, in a lot of ways. And yeah, I'm trying to make this a longish review. If there's something that I don't like, it's short reviews that just tell you, simply this. When looking at a review or anything, you should always want to hear the bigger picture, hear things about every little thing, I guess another thing to say is that, I don't know, another thing like Doom has always been with Doom, another thing Doom Eternal does that every Doom has had, at least maybe the first Doom and Doom 2016 even, I guess, are influence. And the influence that this game brings, one of the biggest influences, is the next gun I will pull out in this video, which is the most beloved gun in Doom, the Super Shotgun. At this point, everyone probably knows why. It's the meat hook. Every game now has a grappling hook, and a lot of those grappling hooks are on shotguns, and it's all because of this game. Postal Brain Damage has literally a super shotgun that not only works exactly like this super shotgun, but uses pretty much, 99.5% of the same reticle. The only thing that changes is the color, maybe the amount of curvature, maybe the amount of curvature it has, as well as a different look for the meat hook symbol, where it's not a meat hook, it's a anchor. You ever heard of the indie game Murder Miners? Used to play it a lot on the 360, it's even on Steam. It's a very cheap game, at least take a look at it. It's a fun little game. That's introducing a double-barreled shot, literally a double-barreled shotgun with a grapple hook on it. Oh, what else is there? Halo Infinite. Oh, excited for that. Big hype for that. Halo Infinite, while not on a shotgun, let alone a double-barreled shotgun, but even though not on a shotgun, has a grappling hook. I don't know, I'm making this video at like midnight, so there's maybe quite a few examples I'll slip my mind, but you get the picture at this point. This game has influenced the weapon in this game, a single weapon in this game, has influenced so many games to do the same thing as it. And, those games, and some of those games, while pretty much the same thing, they know they don't want to, they know they don't want people to be like, oh, this is from Doom Eternal, so they don't put it on a double-barreled shotgun. But that doesn't help, because these days, if there's a grappling hook, come on, you know where it came from. Don't act like you don't know. Don't act like, well, maybe they're not taking it from Doom Eternal. Maybe it's just something they want to do. Come on, it's from Doom Eternal. Doom Eternal's a badass game that has a badass shotgun with a badass meat hook. So, everybody's got to do the same, and everybody's got to put their spin on it. And that's because they know that without the original Doom, they wouldn't even be here, so they have to pay some respect to it. Doom was a thing that not only pioneered first-person shooters, it influenced people to have a bit more violence and gore in their games where needed, sometimes even not where needed, but also, I think more importantly, it also pioneered 3D game engines. Doom 1's engine is not completely 3D. In fact, it's not even actually technically 3D. But it still maintained the look and feel of a 3D game. So, they did their thing and put, id Software always putting a mark on the gaming industry. And I don't know, I like that. Because we need people like them. We need pioneers that influence people to do stuff. And I guess I've prolonged this video of coming up with topics. I want to say enough, but I thought about ending it here, but I guess I should talk more about the game and give it a rating and an overall, verdict kind of description. Because that's what I just talked about. Is pretty much what a retrospective does. So let's talk about it. What does it do different from Doom 2016? Well, there are a bunch of demons, a lot more demons. There's a lot more different design variety. There's a lot more gameplay elements, you know, not just looking at you meat hook. And there's just a lot more to do in the game, you know. They recently added horde mode. There's obviously multiplayer, which I honestly do not know if it even still has more people than Quake Champions ever did. It's got better design, better optimization. It's released on more platforms, even the Switch, where it has not hindered its look and fidelity, and maybe a bit on how it runs, you know, with frame rate and whatnot, you know, consoles, but maybe it also hasn't, and that's due to the good optimization. I don't exactly know how they managed to do this, but they did it. And you know, this is one of the games that I think people should be, if not already, talking about, and will probably and should, you know, talk about for years to come. Until the next Doom comes out and blows this one out of the water. I'm putting major pressure on you, id Software, and I'm doing it on purpose. Of course they're not going to be watching this video. They're not even going to know about this video. But it at least matters to get your opinion out. That's, you know, this is what I want to see from Doom. And that is why I just put as much pressure as I did and kind of and so prominently did it. I made it clear that I'm putting pressure on them on purpose. I'm making them go to their limits. I know for a fact I'm not the only one that wants that amount of, you know, work, heavy grade work flow from them, because that's how you got Doom back in its original form. You know, Doom 3, if they ended on Doom 3, it would have felt like, it would have felt like it was something that came and went, but at the same time brought something that other games made better, and certainly before 2016, or more so Doom Eternal, did do it better than Doom 1, 2, and 3 at the time. Aside from the gore aspect, of course, and no game has ever interpreted hell as better as any Doom. Maybe not even Doom 3, although I don't know, and I probably will never know, because I'm still not touching that, or Quake 4, even though I own them. But, you know, at least they didn't kill their franchises, given how bad, or especially given how bad they were. You know, and I don't know. All I know is this is a really good game, and I want to keep seeing more of it, and I know we will. And I don't know, let's hope for a Doom announcement next year. And maybe a release even next year. But I'm kind of settling myself on, I don't know, I'm kind of settling myself on the thought that the next Doom is going to release in 2023. And I hope that's the case. Although they did wait 4 years, there was 4 years in between Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal. So maybe a 3-year gap is a bit fast. But we'll just have to see. Overall, I think there's almost no better game than this, at least in the shooter genre. There's no better shooter than this. And I will say that. I will say that with open arms. I'll say that and be happy about it, and always say that that is a fact, because it is a fact. There is never going to be any better shooter like Doom Eternal, and except another Doom game. If anyone can do shooters, it's id Software. And I'm always going to be seeing what they've got for this series. Even Wolfenstein doesn't do as good of a job as Doom does. And I honestly don't think it ever will. It does its own thing with, it's got good with like stories and portraying, Nazis and whatnot, which I really like, except for Wolfenstein 2. That kind of did a bit of a piss poor job, especially censoring Hitler in Germany. They could have been more ballsy with it. They probably would have been back in the Wolfenstein 3D days. But either way, I don't think it impacts what id can do. I don't think it impacts what people think about id Software. I don't think it impacts what people think about Wolfenstein. But this video isn't about Wolfenstein, it's about Doom Eternal. Specifically, Doom Eternal. Overall, what would I say to anyone? Well, I've already said what I'd say to anyone. Get this game. Even a religious person, even a Bible-thumping religious person, I'd say get this game. You might have to instill a bit of open-mindedness into them, but maybe it'll work. But then again, maybe it's just not for them, which it's more than maybe it's not, but you always got to be open to try things. If someone had to say, what would you rate this out of 10? I wouldn't I wouldn't rate it out of 10. I'd rate this out of 15. And I'd say it's a solid 14. Simply because it's just too small of a game. Everything's good except for the fact that it's not big enough, not long enough. And it definitely would get a lot more praise than it already has if it was longer. But then that's why they do the DLC. I don't know. All I can say really is Doom is the king, and it will always be. Thank hell for this. And yeah, I guess I can wrap this video up. I know this wasn't the most professionally done video, but I honestly don't know how much I be focusing on YouTube as a career, despite wanting to in the future, previously. But if this video gets enough feedback and gets enough positive feedback and gets enough constructive feedback, giving me tips and whatnot and saying what people like about it and whatnot, then maybe I'll continue taking this. But overall, I'd just say if you're watching this, then just get it. Just get this game. You're not gonna be regretting it at all. Because even if you don't like the fact that it's all about hell and gore and whatnot, and this Doom Slayer just literally doesn't give a single fuck about anything. He'll He'll even kill a person if they look at them wrong, maybe. You know, it doesn't always got the, see, he doesn't always got the best, things to say or do. But he's still the fucking Doomslayer. And this review is over.